At around 10:20 a.m. local time on Saturday, the coronation procession of King Charles will be leaving Buckingham Palace. It will be embarking on that journey towards Westminster Abbey. It will be passing through some of London's most iconic landmarks. And we have travelled to a few of these spots in London to get you a glimpse of the preparations that are now underway. The decorations there, also the cleaning operations that are happening, the security arrangements as well, all of it. Here's a ground report on what we saw.
The coronation procession of King Charles III will be a fraction of the length of his late mother's. The day will begin at around 10:20 local time, with the King and Queen traveling in the Diamond Jubilee state coach. A horse-drawn coach created in 2012 to commemorate Queen Elizabeth's 60th year on the throne.
We're right now making our way through London just hours before the King's coronation ceremony, which is going to be taking place at Westminster Abbey at 11 a.m. Around 100 heads of state, 2,000 guests in all who will be a part of that ceremony, and of course thousands of people who are expected on the streets. And as a result, we are seeing security arrangements, elaborate arrangements that have been put in place ahead of that ceremony through the week as well. And just hours to go before the ceremony, this is what London is looking like at this point as we make our way through the streets of London. Road closures at several points. In fact, the hotel where we are staying at has also last night sent out these leaflets informing the guests about the event restrictions, the road closures. The kind of security that we are witnessing, more than 11,000 police officers are expected to patrol the streets of London for that ceremony, as the procession will be starting from Buckingham Palace and making its way to Westminster Abbey. And that's where the coronation service will be. And we will be getting you all the updates on the day of the coronation.
Yes. I'm going to see it tomorrow. Very excited. It's a historical moment, something that I think no one was expecting because obviously the Queen lived for so long. So we're super excited. I'm going tomorrow with some friends to Westminster Abbey. Well, we're going to try. I mean, it will be full of people, but I would definitely not want to miss the atmosphere.
I'm so much excited. Like, I'll be going tomorrow to Westminster Abbey for this. And here also I was coming and I saw at St. House there was a screening done. I'm so much excited. Every bus stop is organized with some crowns and the decoration is the best. It's a lifetime experience.
The procession will leave Buckingham Palace through the centre gate at around 10:20 a.m. It will then proceed down the Mall, pass through Admiralty Arch and along the south side of Trafalgar Square. Then it will turn down Whitehall along Parliament Street and eventually enter the Great West Door of Westminster Abbey at 10:53 a.m.
Hours to go for King Charles's coronation ceremony. I'm standing right outside the spot where the coronation procession will pass through as the coronation service starts at Westminster Abbey at 11 a.m. on the 6th of May. The coronation procession will be starting from Buckingham Palace. It will be going through the most iconic spots of the City of London, including Trafalgar Square, St. James Park. It's approximately a 1.3 mile long route that the procession will be taking down Whitehall, passing through Parliament Square right here, the Big Ben right here behind me. And we will be seeing hundreds of thousands of people gathering along this entire procession route just to catch a glimpse of the King, the royal couple, as they will be officially crowned at that service. Around 2,000 guests will be in attendance, and in a first, a chorus of millions, which is inviting the public to swear allegiance to the King. That will also be a prominent part of the service.
The procession will also pass through the Wellington Arch, an iconic monument that stands in London near to the Abbey. The arch has historical significance. It was originally built as an entrance to Buckingham Palace and has been one of the most recognizable landmarks in London for almost 200 years. In September last year, when Queen Elizabeth II died, her coffin passed through this arch.
Wellington Arch was originally built as an entrance to Buckingham Palace, and for centuries, coronation processions have passed through this part of London. So will the coronation procession of King Charles III, as the royal couple will be making their way through the streets of London. Hundreds of thousands of people expected on the streets, just waiting to catch a glimpse of the royal couple.
About halfway through the 2-hour coronation ceremony, gun salutes involving 400 personnel will mark the moment St. Edward's crown is placed on the king's head. 21 rounds will be fired at 11 locations around the UK, including Edinburgh, Cardiff and Belfast, and on Royal Navy ships at sea. And in London, a 62-round salute will fire at the Tower of London, along with a 6-gun salvo on Horse Guards Parade. The return procession from Westminster Abbey to Buckingham Palace will also take the same route in reverse, but will be larger in scale. Featuring nearly 4,000 personnel, this major military ceremonial operation will be the largest of its kind for a generation. It will include armed forces from across the Commonwealth and the British Overseas Territories, and all services of the armed forces alongside the sovereign's bodyguards and royal watermen. Meanwhile, the Royal British Legion will provide a guard of honour of 100 standard bearers to line the procession route in Parliament Square. In a nutshell, the coronation of King Charles III promises to be a spectacle of a lifetime.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.